Before he signed with one championship, Funky Ben Askren was the 12-0 Bellator champ who had cleaned out his division. Everyone wanted to see him move to the UFC and challenge the best in the world. But when talks fell apart, with both parties blaming each other, Askren decided to make the move to one. There he blitzed all and sundry, with a controversial no contest against Luis Sapo Santos, the only blemish on an otherwise spotless record. Askren retired with 18 wins and no losses until last month. He returned to sign with the biggest MMA promotion on the planet. Finally, in the UFC, what does he hope to achieve in his last few professional fights? He debuts against Robbie Lawler this January, and while Lawler is a former champion and should never be counted out, his skills are declining, and Askren will likely clean him up. After that, Askren has little regard for the rest of his division. "These other guys suck," Askren has said. "Stephen Thompson, I'd do what I want to him. He'd be my girlfriend if I wanted him to." The only exception is current champion Tyron Woodley, and everyone would love to see Askren tested against one of the most explosive fighters in MMA. There's only one problem. They're training partners, which likely means they'll never fight, like Cain Velasquez and Daniel Cormier at heavyweight. So, if the belt is off limits, how does Ben prove his worth? Simple. Just follow the current trend in MMA and look for a super fight. He's already called out current lightweight champ and fellow grappling phenom Khabib Nurmagomedov to meet him between their weights at 165. But the golden goose would be a fight with Georges St. Pierre. Rush has been on Funky's mind for years now, and beating the GOAT would be the perfect way to prove himself an all-time great welterweight without fighting his buddy Woodley. The biggest sticking point is that GSP is notoriously picky about his opponents for his last few fights, and although he respects Askren's skills, he doesn't believe he's a big enough name. But should Ben do to his opponents in the UFC what he did to his opponents in one, expect that tune to change quickly.